So it is the morning, and apparently, you can see it everywhere, to get grounded in the You're Not Coming Out day. Apparently, you want to get grounded in the morning. Might be the most stupid thing ever, but we're gonna give it a go. Oh, that's my feet. There's the ground. Guess just wait here for a little bit then. A bit uncomfortable, to be fair. Just my dog's pissed probably. Dude, it's about a minute. No, I just have wet feet really. So it is 2:57 PM today. My first Forex trading day back in a while. We've just bought a 101 account because they're extremely cheap at the moment. We're doing alright. 9k away from passing. I'll probably bring my stop loss relatively down. To be fair, if we're getting down towards these lows here, then we should be past first phase of 200k account. Higher time frame bias is the main reason for entering. Obviously waiting for the standard structural stuff, price action wise. But yeah, we've actually taken it on a few accounts. So we've got an ACG, a 101, and I think it's a funding pips one, which I never really use. So yeah, it could be good. I think I'm going to make the most out of these sales that are on and try get quite a good amount of funding in the next couple of weeks. So we'll keep you up to date with all of that. Right, so I've obviously it's 8%, I'm pretty sure, with this account. So I'm trying to close it out. I've just closed one at a little bit less than it needs to be. That should do it, that should do it. No, keep going. Need us a little bit lower and then I can cash out. I thought it was 10%, but I forgot. It's actually not, because it's a 1 of 1. So that should be passed now. First phase bought today. Nice. Let's check the other account. We've got a trade locker. This one's in a bit of drawdown, but we're 4.8k up on this one, which is good. Like I said, I've not traded Forex for a little while because I've been quite viciously in crypto, but she's looking quite nice. Don't know what we're actually up to. We're back in profit, which is nice at least. Up 1.2%, so not quite as good as that one, but the game's a game. At least we passed the phase 1, hopefully another 200k in funding. I'm going to buy a few more accounts as well, just because of how cheap it is. But yeah, there's a live 1 trade, 1 pass, 8% profit. I hope that's calculated right. It should be 16k. Literally bought that like 20 minutes ago for that trade. So yeah, really happy with that. Just, oh Christ, trim's outrageous, wearing a half minute ago. But yeah, that's kind of how I typically approach challenges. Wait for a good setup, happily risk. That was, I think, a 2% risk trade. So yeah, really nice movements as well. Back end of New York session now. So we took a couple rash losses on this second phase yesterday, but we're back in the blue, about 1.3% off of passing this phase 2. So should be another 200k in the locker. Thank you, 1 of 1. I think I used a really cheap coupon code that I wasn't meant to use as well, but game is a game. Hopefully that'll be another tradable account that we can add to the stack. Right, so we're about to pass this account. We're at 209,100, so we need $900 more and we're done. It wasn't drawdown, as you can see. It's about N2/3% drawdown, and yeah, so we're just waiting on this to go a little bit deeper. Actually, a really nice position. I'm just going to break it down for you guys on the screen quickly as well. So I'll go through in a bit more details exactly why I took the trade. For those of you that have watched me for a while will know that's like a very standard trade for me. And yeah, so many people from Woke caught it as well. I think we actually had a couple accounts passed in Woke too. So yeah, really cool stuff. Oh shit. You know that Yachty water.
Go on.
Anyways, look at this. Look at this, quite cool for your eyes. So, welcome to, I don't know if you did. Welcome to 1 of 1 funded yesterday. 1 of 1 funding. Congrats, you passed your phase 1 yesterday. Then 12:10 today. Congrats, you passed your phase 2. That is a speedy little 200k fully funded, just like that. That's how easy it can be. No, it's not. It's just been a good couple of trades. I actually went on drawdown on it yesterday as well. So I'll break down all 3 of the trades after this little segment we're going to have here, which we're going to go into deep discussions. No, probably not.
We're just getting a sausage sandwich, mate.
No. Are we still filming?
Yeah, we are.
Sweet. So, I know what you're thinking. Rob, you're definitely over-risking in these positions to be able to pass these accounts this quickly. You'd be fucking 100% right, 1,000,000% correct that you would be. Because my thought process with these challenges is I do not want to be in them for a long period of time. Fuck off, you man. Okay. No, basically, I don't want to be in these challenges for long periods of time when you've got funded accounts to be trading, you've got personal accounts to be trading, you've got things to be doing. When you've got all these different accounts to trade, you don't want to be spending loads of time in a challenge because you can't make any money from it. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean for a new beginner taking their first challenge that you should be risking 5% per trade. When I'm saying over-risking, I'm meaning risking 2 to 3%, which is still, in my opinion, obviously over-risking. So, yeah, I mean, that's just typically what I do. Anyone that knows me knows that I do these challenges relatively quickly. But when it gets to the funding stage, unless I'm doing it on YouTube where I'm trying to get these ridiculously big payouts, then it will very much be like a 1% payout each time. And it's just small, consistent payouts because that means that you've got a consistent stream of free income at the end of the day because you're trading with other people's money. So, well, you're not, but it's not you putting your own capital at risk once it is funded. But yeah, it's been a good couple days. Crypto's been bumming me, which isn't fun. Nasty crypto. After we had a very big surge last week, so it's been a bit up and down. But in overall, we're in a good spot with it all, so can't be so upset. And yeah, me and Sam had a fun weekend, boogieing down at Sam's, well, the podcast that Sam edits for, and all of our mates edit for as well. The guy that does that basically has an event in our hometown where he invites loads of musicians. It's like a sports festival. It's really cool. Pops our heads in there. Probably way more than that. And yeah, had a good time. So now we're back in the office. It's currently Wednesday and we're gonna grab some food. Okay, so let's move on to the actual trades that pass these accounts, because I know that's what you guys have come to see. So the first position was basically 2 shorts on GBP USD. This is in the first phase, both 40 lots, so extremely high amounts of lots being used on a 200k account. But I think we had about a 5 pip stop loss, meaning that it was a 2% risk trade, which is perfectly fine in my opinion for these challenges. Like I was saying in the car, don't really care too much about the challenges, want to get out of them in a good amount of time and then take the funding seriously in that degree. So I think these were New York session trades from around here. Yes, so actually both really nice positions. So basically when we're looking at the weekly, so for me, prices, I haven't actually traded Forex much recently. I've more been focusing on crypto, but I've been saying to my team at work for a long period of time that we've basically had a bit of in terms of weekly structure, make sure that you guys can see that. We've obviously had a big shift to the downside from this area. Now what happened prior to kind of this week basically, is that after this bit of manipulation here, we saw some, accumulation here, we saw manipulation upwards, and then a big distribution, a big sell-off. Now, to me, that's really good because that's perfectly with structure. We're in the premium of this swing that has created that change of character. The change of character that I'm talking about is here, back to the downside. So for me, I am favoring sales on a higher time frame, but we're looking for those more probable positions. So what I saw was that last week was a bit of not a very particularly high volatile week. I waited for Monday to happen. Monday basically just to give us any sort of direction in terms of, typically you're going to get the earlier parts of the week, whether it's Monday or Tuesday, will put in the high or low of the week, depending on the direction of the week. So my thought process is, as we're in the extreme of we're not in that extreme, but we're in more of the premium. We've come back into the area that you look to sell off from on the weekly, because like I said, we had that distribution here, so you could consider this it's not the overall strong high. The overall strong high is up here. But the reason why I'm looking at it is because it's caused an internal change of character. So we've changed character back to the downside from here. So you would expect to sell off back down towards this low now. Now, obviously, we're not trading that hard time frame on this account at least. But on the daily, for example, like I said, at the start of the weeks,
we're expecting, if I'm thinking it's going to be a bearish week, I'm expecting the daily on either the Monday or Tuesday to put in the high of the week and the low of the week to be put in really Thursday or Friday, because that would create how a normal candlestick would move. That would create a bearish week, so a bearish candle on the weekly, which would look something like this long term. So let's say you've got, I don't know, Monday up here, Tuesday up here, might have Wednesday, Thursday, these are horrible writings, and then Friday normally has a bit of a retracement there. So like that is what like a bearish week would look like, and that's what I was kind of thinking for this week. That is a horrible, horrible drawing. But what I'm trying to say is like this. And that will basically create a bearish candle. If this makes sense to you guys. So that's what I'm hoping for this week. And to be fair, it doesn't really matter anymore because you've got this stage, this account to where it needs to get to. But yeah, basically what I was waiting for was price to show a bit of a rejection out of these higher time frames. So what we saw was, this was a New York trade. So what I waited for was price to take out London high. Obviously we'd already taken out Asian high, but it took it out at the back end of London session. So this is not only Asian high, but it's also London high. So a lot of liquidity swept. We saw very clear structure coming up like so. And then we saw that big sell-off. Now I managed to get in, try and find the specific entry. But basically I was looking around these areas. My exact entry was it was about 950. It's about 950. So we entered around here. So like I said, about a 5 pip stop loss. Reason why we're looking at this area in general it's because one, the amount of liquidity is swept, but also we're coming into an untapped, oh you can't see, sorry. We've come into here, which is basically an untapped order block that's created obviously this huge movement downwards, multiple imbalances, all from, this is the extreme of that swing. And obviously, like I said, it's unmitigated, so that makes it more likely to react the first time kind of coming into it. So waited for price to mitigate there. We got that quite nicely. And then we finally caused our change of character that we were looking for when getting into this area. So yeah, that was the reason for the entry there. It did mean that it was a very good entry, very quick entry, really quickly. Now, when you're risking 2%, all you need to be making for this account was a 4%. So I didn't even need to wait for it to go to all this low. And even if it did end up doing like a London continuation, getting to the bottom of London low and then continuing upwards, wouldn't have mattered because all we needed to get to was here. And because I risked 2%, that was a pass. So that was the first position. Now that's obviously a New York session position. Second one, I did take a losing position. I need to find out where it was. Look, I think I got a bit excited. Oh, so I mentioned there that London continuation. I've massively overtraded. I think what I waited for, was it London continuation or London reversal? So cashed out here. I think I tried to trade it back up, which is just like, it was unnecessary. It was a stupid trade. I think I got excited because I passed. So I think I tried to trade when price mitigated this area here. So you're following hourly order flow. And waiting for price to basically, which was valid when price came into here. So obviously I cashed out this trade, and then when price caused this change of character, I got in on one of these retests, which was initially up, but I think I got in around here. And yeah, obviously when you're trading on the 1 minute, you're very likely to get kind of stopped out, etc. But for me, I was just like, oh, let's just get this count passed. Obviously, because I know I'm filming it a bit over aggressive, massively over aggressive, to be honest. This isn't how I'd approach finding challenges, by the way. If I'm either new to trading, or the accounts mean a lot, or if you've saved up a long time for each of these accounts, these are just me talking for my trade. So yeah, that was a loser on the actual valuation, because I got the verification a lot quicker than I do on normal firms. So I actually got that very quickly straight after we hit take profit. So I tried to get in a trade back up to at least maybe even just close out partials once we were getting out to these areas. Didn't close out any partials for this. But the better trade that I took, and obviously got me out of that bit of drawdown that I was in, and also went all the way to passing the second phase, was when price took out all of these areas of liquidity. Now, Asian session, if you look at Asian session, all you're wanting Asian session to do is really accumulate, because you're wanting London session to manipulate, somewhat distribute, and then New York to properly distribute. Now, what happened was, obviously, we saw Asian session accumulate, saw price come into this 4-hourly order block after we just caused this change of character. So really nice confirmations here. And then the hourly as well, having the only imbalance there in the entire swing. So this is very relevant, because this is the extreme high that caused the low. It's mainly a 4-hourly trade. It's probably best to look at on the 4-hourly. Hourly looks very nice once you see the rejection. So when we see this candle, that's when the hourly looks really nice. So for me, my entry, this was a really good trade. I got in. It wasn't the best execution in terms of the execution was quite, what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't my perfect type of execution in terms of we didn't get enough imbalances, we didn't get enough selling pressure. But once I saw this started happening, that's where I got in. I got in around here. 6.5. I actually think I might have gotten slightly better. 6.65. Yeah, that was about my average entry, to be fair. I think it was 6.70 was more my average, which is really good. I think I might have taken on the change of character as well, which is why I got such a good entry. But it's very hard to read. Obviously, when that happens, you've got to be careful, because obviously there's been no fair value gap there, which is normally what I'm looking for. The main confluence is obviously the amount of liquidity they've got here, the fact that we're getting a sell-off from that imbalance, that looks so nice. And my stop loss all the way up there. Again, I needed a bit more today than a 4 because of the drawdown that I was in. Still trading it aggressively. So this is like more than what I'd normally be doing, but it's just one of those things that I'm doing again for YouTube. I don't normally, the bulk of my accounts, I'm not trading this aggressively. I want to make that super clear. This is mainly just to do the challenges, which again I don't massively care about. My first time with one of one, but here's the emails that she got the account yesterday. Within a couple hours past phase 1, then had a bad trade, and then past phase 2 today. So again, probably over trading as well, making that clear too. I wouldn't say either the winning positions were actually very valid. Second one, the only thing I didn't love about it was the change of character. Wasn't as impulsive as I'd like it to be. But the area that we were trading from was really, really nice. And the bias for shorts is really good. So that's why I'm saying the second trade where I took a loss, that was so unnecessary. That was me just trying to catch the flow of the hourly, the structure on the hourly, and get a bit of like a New York continuation of London lows, but we didn't get that. So it is what it is, not the end of the absolute world, but we keep going. And yeah, this has been enough for me to pass. And like I said about how we're waiting for Asian to accumulate, London to manipulate, and then New York to continue distributing, that's what we've got today, where we've seen that clear manipulation, and now we're getting more distribution downwards. So this should very much be a bearish day. And that's, exactly what I was talking about in terms of initially going up in the day. So what the actual day somewhat looks like is like that. So, they're the trades. I'm sure this is quite a long part of the video, so it'll probably be snipped down quite a bit. But this is realistically an aggressive style of trading. It is my typical kind of entries. For those of you that are in Woke will know this is what I look for on a daily kind of basis, not as frequently though. In terms of taking that many positions, I don't normally ever take 2 positions. So yesterday was a bit of an anomaly, probably from my ego after passing phase 1. So slap on the wrist. But other than that, we are in a good spot. I'm sure we'll probably get a few payouts from this one. Hopefully, I don't know if I'm going to record everything in terms of like I did with the ACG, because that meant that I was trying to get horribly big payouts, because I know it's all on YouTube. But for this, I think I'm probably just going to be a bit more chilled out, take lower percentage payouts, and just stack them like I would a normal account, rather than showing off a bit because it's all being recorded on YouTube. But that's pretty much the entries. I hope you all enjoyed.
Right, so we've got a bit of a matrix going on here. I'm using this as the microphone because we left it at home. No, we didn't. Josh left it at the Sevens office, which is fair enough, it says. End of day, we have finished the day. Very happy with the trades, very happy with the accounts, etc. Broken it all down before any of you are saying this on WokeFX's Discord. If you don't know what that is the company where we educate traders how to actually become funded traders, learning from funded traders, people who are showing it on live streams, on all the certificates, all the payouts, etc., which you don't really get from many people. So yeah, that's kind of what we do at Woke. All of the stuff that I've already put out on this video has already been put into there, basically. And if you haven't already, make sure to like the video and subscribe. It means a lot. And also follow all the Instagram accounts, Rob Dono, Dons.fx, and Woke Limited as well. Appreciate you guys for watching.